Greetings to you, Crocodile Army. I recently saw a video that perfectly crystallized the thinking of someone who's an atheist, but apparently not a skeptic. Cenk Uygur of the political infotainment show, The Young Turks, was talking about TWA 800, a plane crash that happened just off the coast of Long Island in 1996. He mentioned that there was a new movie out promoting a conspiracy theory about the crash, and Cenk was clearly leaning toward buying it. Nearly any catastrophe is a big draw for conspiracy theorists, and a plane crash is especially fertile ground for those with imaginations that don't want to be restricted by evidence. There's nothing wrong with that kind of imagination as long as it's classified as fiction. With an accident conspiracy, you're generally accusing authorities of covering up the real cause and inserting a fake cause because there's something to be gained from it somehow. And one of the telltale signs that the conspiracy theories are nonsense in this case, there are competing alternate theories about the real cause. One is that it was a terrorist attack on the plane, and the government covered it up so it wouldn't be on their watch. Of course, in this case, you'd need to have many of the same government agencies and individuals involved in the investigation who were involved in 9/11 5 years later, though under a different administration. And the 9/11 conspiracy theorists often say that we made it look like terrorism so that we could go play with our weapons in the sand. The idea that the government sometimes hides terrorist plane crashes and sometimes fakes terrorist plane crashes seems highly unlikely, yet the same people often promote both conspiracies. Another idea is that the Navy accidentally blew it up with a missile, and nobody on the entire ship noticed it, or never reported it if they did. Still, a third theory is that the military blew it up on purpose because they were testing a special electromagnetic pulse weapon and wanted a live target. Yes, the pure evil conspiracy theories are usually the most bizarre. The more sinister the cause being put forward, the more it tends to be tinged with the notion that the government is capable of keeping huge secrets, involving thousands of people and multiple agencies at all levels indefinitely. In the age of WikiLeaks and whistleblowers, legitimate or not, I'm not sure how many big secrets are left out there. The more vast the network of people needed to keep a conspiracy under wraps, the shorter its shelf life is as a secret. The more morally reprehensible most people would find the cover-up, the more likely someone will come forward as well. In this case, the conspirators would have had to rig a bunch of other 747s to have faulty wiring just like TWA 800, because that's what the airlines found later, which gelled with the official cause. To add to this, any evidence would normally be destroyed if any of these theories were true because future examination could bring new evidence to light. So what happened to the evidence in this case? Surely it was destroyed or hidden as soon as possible if conspiracy theorists are correct. Nope, the fully reconstructed plane wreckage is used to train accident investigators to this day. There's some common reasons that people give for why you should believe in conspiracy theories that are not particularly compelling and have nothing to do with evidence. A common tactic is to instantly change the argument from the question of, did TWA 800 crash for the reason the government says it did, to, do you believe that your government ever lies to you? Or the even more easily answered, does the government do bad things? These are vastly different questions, and the latter questions are designed to lower your own standard of evidence and include various prejudices or politics that probably have nothing to do with the actual case. If you're still unconvinced, you'll also hear accusations that the only reason you believe the official story over their story is because you're either a slave to the government or that you're not as generally enlightened as they are. This is the point of the conversation at which you will expect to hear the rallying cry of conspiracy theorists everywhere, from truthers to birthers, and from chemtrails to plane crashes. Wake up, all you sheeple out there! In most conspiracies, there's some kind of event that is unusual, but not unexplainable, by those who are experts. Why does TWA 800 have so many conspiracy theories surrounding it, rather than any of the other accidents in aviation history? It has a lot to do with eyewitness accounts and how much faith people put into them. When the fuel tank of the plane exploded, it split the plane in two, and the part that included the wings and tail section continued to climb for several seconds at first, which appeared from a distance to be a flaming missile headed skyward. Some people who saw this insisted that they saw it come all the way from the ground or from the water, but many others did not. Even if eyewitness testimony were entirely reliable, which obviously it isn't, this is conflicting evidence at best. But knowing how readily the human mind fills in blanks, a missile all the way from the ground is an inevitable report from some witnesses. This all leaves us no closer to an explanation any more plausible than the official one. And this, of course, leads us to the rallying cry of skeptics everywhere. Evidence or GTFO?